Consumer Reports just dropped their 2026 ratings, and for the first time in years, a full-size pickup truck scored high enough to make their top 10 picks list. That hasn't happened since 2019. 7 years without a single full-size truck good enough to earn that distinction. Think about that. The best-selling vehicle category in America, and Consumer Reports couldn't recommend one for nearly a decade. But 2026 changed things, and not just for full-size trucks. Across every pickup category, from compacts to mid-sizers to half-tons, Consumer Reports found 8 trucks that are hitting almost every mark. We're talking high road test scores, strong predicted reliability, real owner satisfaction data from surveys covering nearly 380,000 vehicles, and top safety ratings. These aren't opinion pieces. This is data. And some of these trucks are going to surprise you because the brands you'd expect to dominate this list, a couple of them aren't even on it. I'm counting down from number 8 to number 1, and I'm spending the most time on the top 2 because those are the trucks that earned Consumer Reports' highest honor this year. If you're shopping for a pickup in 2026, this is the only list you need. Let's get into it. Number 8, Nissan Frontier. The Frontier is that kid in class who never raises his hand but quietly aces every test. Nobody talks about it, nobody makes YouTube videos about it, and yet Consumer Reports keeps giving it above-average reliability scores year after year. For 2026, Nissan gave the Frontier a mid-cycle refresh with some subtle exterior and interior tweaks and a new collaboration with Roush for an appearance package. But the bones have not changed, and that is actually the point. Under the hood is a naturally aspirated 3.8-liter V6, making 310 horsepower and 281 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 9-speed automatic. No turbo, no hybrid complexity, no dual-clutch transmission that is going to leave you stranded in a parking lot at 60,000 miles. Just a proven powertrain that does its job. The Frontier starts at $32,150 and tops out around $42,370. That makes it one of the most affordable mid-size trucks on the market and significantly cheaper than a comparably equipped Toyota Tacoma. Towing capacity maxes out at 6,720 pounds, which is enough to pull a decent-sized boat or a travel trailer without breaking a sweat. Where the Frontier loses points is ride comfort. That body-on-frame design with a solid rear axle and leaf springs means it rides like, well, a truck. And the interior, while improved, still does not match what Honda and Hyundai are offering. But if you want a straightforward, reliable mid-size truck without the Toyota tax, the Frontier deserves a serious look. Number 7. Hyundai Santa Cruz. Here is the thing about the Santa Cruz. Consumer Reports predicts it will be more reliable than the average new car for 2026, and Hyundai backs it with a 5-year, 60,000-mile basic warranty and a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. That warranty alone should make you pay attention. The Santa Cruz is built on a unibody platform shared with the Tucson, so it drives more like a car than a traditional truck. It feels car-like, more like an SUV than a body-on-frame pickup, and it has independent rear suspension with a multi-link setup. The ride quality is genuinely impressive for something with an open bed. You get a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder making 281 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque, mated to an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. The starting price is $29,750, and it can tow up to 5,000 pounds. For context, that is 1,000 pounds more than the Ford Maverick with its tow package. The Santa Cruz also comes standard with all-wheel drive on most trims, and its lockable bed with a tonneau cover integrated into the design is genuinely clever. Now here's the catch. 2026 is reportedly the last year for the Santa Cruz. Hyundai is discontinuing it, likely to replace it with a body-on-frame mid-size truck in the future. So if you want one, this is your window. The Maverick outsold it significantly, but sales numbers do not always tell you which vehicle is better. They just tell you which one had better marketing. Owners who bought the Santa Cruz overwhelmingly love it, with 88% recommending the vehicle on Kelley Blue Book. If that is not a sleeper pick, I do not know what is. Number 6. Chevrolet Colorado. The Colorado has had a rough go in Consumer Reports reliability rankings. Earlier model years were hammered, and the completely redesigned 2023 version did not help, because Consumer Reports consistently warns that first-year redesigns are the most problematic. But the 2026 model has had time to mature, and the scores are starting to reflect that. Reliability is trending upward. The base engine is a turbocharged 2.7-liter four-cylinder producing 237 horsepower. But the real story is the available 2.7-liter turbo making 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque in higher trims. That is serious torque for a mid-size truck. Maximum towing hits 7,700 pounds, which is best in class territory. Pricing starts at $32,400 and climbs to $50,700 for the off-road focused ZR2. What Consumer Reports likes about the Colorado is its capability and its powertrain options. What they are less thrilled about is the infotainment system, some interior material quality concerns, and historically shaky electronics reliability from General Motors. But Chevy has been ironing out the kinks, and the Colorado is trending in the right direction. If you need maximum towing from a mid-size truck, and you do not want to pay Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro money, the Colorado deserves to be on your test drive list. Number 5. Honda Ridgeline. Consumer Reports has called the Ridgeline one of the most civilized pickup trucks they have ever tested, and after looking at the data, it is hard to argue. This thing drives like a sedan that happens to have a truck bed bolted to the back. The Ridgeline is powered by a 3.5-liter V6 engine, making 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission and standard all-wheel drive with torque vectoring. 0 to 60 miles per hour happens in about 6 seconds flat. That is quicker than the Tacoma and quicker than the Ranger. For a truck that most people dismiss as a glorified pilot, those are real numbers. Starting price is $40,795, which makes it pricier than most mid-size competitors. But here is what you get for that money. Standard Honda Sensing Safety Suite, including adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and blind spot monitoring. It has a 5-star overall safety rating from the NHTSA. More rear legroom than any mid-size truck in the segment at 36.7 inches, and that in-bed trunk. If you have not seen it, there is a sealed, lockable, waterproof storage compartment built into the bed floor. People fill it with ice and use it as a cooler at tailgates. That is not a gimmick. That is engineering. The downside? The 5-foot bed is short. Towing maxes out at 5,000 pounds. and the Ridgeline has the lowest residual value among its competitors at about 63% over 5 years compared to the Tacoma's 72%. But if your definition of a truck is something that hauls your family comfortably during the week and your kayaks comfortably on the weekend, the Ridgeline does both better than anything else in its class. Number 4. Ford Ranger. The Ranger has quietly become one of the most well-rounded mid-size trucks on the market, and Consumer Reports reliability data backs it up. The 2026 Ranger earned strong reliability scores, and Ford has been refining this platform since the 2024 redesign with impressive results. You get 2 engine options: a 2.3-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder making 270 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque, and a 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 in the Raptor trim pushing 315 horsepower and a massive 400 pound-feet of torque. The standard engine pairs with a 10-speed automatic that has been smoothed out considerably since its introduction. Maximum towing capacity reaches 7,500 pounds. Pricing starts at $33,350, which slots it between the Frontier and the Ridgeline. What sets the Ranger apart in Consumer Reports testing is the balance. Ride quality is comfortable for a body-on-frame truck. The cabin is genuinely nice, with quality materials and a logical infotainment layout. Ford's advanced driver assist features, including available Blue Cruz and excellent trailer backup assist, give the Ranger tech that most competitors simply do not offer at this price point. Consumer Reports also appreciates that Ford addressed early reliability concerns head-on, and the data from owner surveys shows consistent improvement. The Ranger is not the cheapest option, and it is not the most capable on paper, but it might be the smartest all-around pick in the mid-size segment right now. Number 3. Toyota Tacoma. The Tacoma is back on top of Consumer Reports' mid-size reliability rankings for 2026, and this one matters because it is a redemption story. When the 4th-generation Tacoma launched as a complete redesign for 2024, Consumer Reports dinged it immediately. First-year models almost always score lower in their system because there is no long-term owner data yet, and new platforms mean new potential problems. So the Tacoma had to prove itself. 2 years later, it has. Consumer Reports now gives the 2026 Tacoma top P scores in every reliability category. That is every single one. The base power plant is a turbocharged 2.4-liter 4-cylinder making 278 horsepower, and there is a hybrid option pushing 326 horsepower for buyers who want more grunt without going to a full-size truck. Both use an 8-speed automatic, and Toyota kept a manual transmission available for the purists. Starting price is $32,245, but a loaded TRD Pro will run you past $64,000. That is a massive range, and it is where some buyers get frustrated. But the Tacoma's off-road capability is legitimately best in class. The TRD Pro and Trailhunter trims come with equipment that rivals purpose-built overlanding setups. The other number that Toyota fans love is resale value. The Tacoma holds 72% of its value over 5 years. That is the best in the mid-size truck segment and better than most vehicles in any segment. So when Consumer Reports combines reliability, safety, capability, and owner satisfaction, the Tacoma lands squarely at the top of the mid-size pile. Nobody should be surprised, but if you are cross-shopping, know this: the Ridgeline is more comfortable, the Ranger has better tech, and the Frontier is thousands cheaper. The Tacoma's advantage is that it does everything well enough that nothing feels like a compromise. Now we're at the top two. These are the trucks that earned Consumer Reports' top pick status for 2026. Out of more than 260 vehicles tested, only 10 make the top picks list. These two claimed the pickup truck spots. If you're in the market, pay attention. Number 2, Ford F-150. This is the truck that broke a 7-year drought. The Ford F-150 is Consumer Reports' best full-size pickup truck for 2026, the first full-size truck to earn that title since 2019. And the reason is simple. Reliability finally caught up. For years, the F-150 had the capability, the features, and the sales numbers, but Consumer Reports' reliability data kept it off the podium. The Power Boost Hybrid in particular was one of their least reliable vehicles for multiple model years. But the 2025 Reliability Survey changed the narrative. The 2026 F-150 earned a predicted reliability score of 43, which places it at average, and the Power Boost Hybrid scored 49. That might not sound exciting, but for a full-size truck, average reliability is genuinely impressive. Most trucks in this segment score well below average. The F-150's powertrain lineup is the deepest in the business. The standard 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 delivers effortless acceleration and 19 miles per gallon overall in Consumer Reports testing. The 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 is the workhorse, and the Power Boost Hybrid combines that 3.5-liter with an electric motor for 430 horsepower, 20 miles per gallon overall, and a towing capacity that touches 12,700 pounds, depending on configuration. Pricing starts at $37,290, but a loaded King Ranch or Platinum will sail past $70,000 without flinching. What pushed the F-150 over the top for Consumer Reports was not just the reliability improvements. They praised the roomy crew cab, the quiet interior, the straightforward controls, and Ford's Blue Cruz semi-autonomous driving system, which they found safer and more intuitive than most competing systems. They also highlighted innovations like blind spot monitors calibrated for trailer towing and backup aids that simplify hitching up, features that sound small until you've spent 20 minutes trying to line up a trailer by yourself in a parking lot. Consumer Reports specifically highlighted the hybrid model, noting its combination of power and efficiency is ideal for buyers who tow regularly but also want better fuel economy during the daily commute. The F-150 Hybrid gives you 430 horsepower and 20 miles per gallon in the same truck. Find me another full-size that does that. Who should buy it? If you need a full-size truck that can do everything, tow heavy, haul the family, commute comfortably, and survive a decade of ownership without draining your savings account, the F-150 just became the easiest recommendation in the segment. It's not the most refined. The Ram 1500 has a nicer interior. The Tundra has Toyota's brand cachet. But the F-150 offers more configurations, more powertrains, more capability, and now, finally, the reliability to back it up. Number 1. Ford Maverick. The Ford Maverick is Consumer Reports' best small pickup truck for 2026. And honestly, it's the truck that might change how an entire generation thinks about pickups. Starting at $28,145 with a standard hybrid powertrain, the Maverick is the most affordable pickup truck you can buy in America. But cheap does not mean basic. The standard 2.5-liter hybrid 4-cylinder produces 191 combined horsepower and delivers EPA estimated 42 miles per gallon in the city and 38 miles per gallon combined with front-wheel drive. Consumer Reports got 37 miles per gallon overall in their real-world testing for a truck. 37 miles per gallon. That beats most sedans. If you need more power, the available 2-liter EcoBoost Turbo 4 makes 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque with an 8-speed automatic. Standard towing is 2,000 pounds, but the optional 4K tow package bumps that to 4,000 pounds, enough for a jet ski, a utility trailer, or a small fishing boat. Payload capacity is 1,500 pounds across the board. The Maverick is built on a unibody platform shared with the Bronco Sport and Escape, which means it drives like a crossover, not a lumber wagon. Consumer Reports praised the refined ride, the secure handling, the excellent maneuverability in tight spaces, and the easy-to-use controls. Visibility is great. Access is great. The infotainment system is logical, with a 13.2-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay, and wireless Android Auto. And here is the detail that sealed the deal for Consumer Reports. Every 2026 top pick must come standard with automatic emergency braking that includes pedestrian detection and works at both low speeds and highway speeds. The Maverick checks that box. It also offers available blind spot monitoring with trailer coverage, a feature you would not expect at this price. The Maverick's bed is 4.5 feet long, which is shorter than a traditional truck, but it is deep, it is practical, and the flex bed system lets you configure dividers, tie downs, and storage to fit whatever you are hauling. Ford clearly designed this truck for the person who needs a truck 15% of the time and wants an efficient, comfortable daily driver the other 85%. For 2026, Ford added a couple of new exterior colors and made the EcoBoost engine available with front-wheel drive for the first time. But the real story is that the Maverick has proven itself. The reliability data from owner surveys now covers multiple model years, and Consumer Reports' confidence in the truck continues to grow. Who is the Maverick for? City dwellers who need truck utility without the headache of parking a full size. Young buyers who want something practical that will not bankrupt them at the gas pump. Anyone who has ever rented a pickup for a single weekend Home Depot run and thought there has to be a better way. There is. It starts at $28,145 and gets 42 miles per gallon in the city. That is not a truck compromise. That is a truck revolution. So there it is. 8 pickup trucks that Consumer Reports says are getting it right in 2026. The Nissan Frontier that nobody talks about, but everybody should. The Hyundai Santa Cruz in its final year, going out quietly excellent. The Chevrolet Colorado finding its groove after a rocky redesign. The Honda Ridgeline proving that comfort and trucks aren't mutually exclusive. The Ford Ranger delivering the best all-around package in the midsize class. The Toyota Tacoma reclaiming its reliability throne. The Ford F-150 finally earning its place on the top picks list after a 7-year absence. And the Ford Maverick redefining what a truck can be for under $30,000. Ford landed 3 trucks on this list. Toyota landed 1. Honda landed 1. That's not a fluke. That's a company that decided to take quality seriously after years of getting called out for it. Consumer Reports' brand reliability survey shows Ford jumped to 11th place overall, up 4 points and 2 spots from last year. When the data starts moving that direction, you pay attention. Next time someone at a barbecue tells you they're buying a truck based on a logo or a commercial, show them this video. The data doesn't lie. The surveys don't have a brand loyalty. And Consumer Reports doesn't take advertising money from any manufacturer. That's as close to objective as you're going to get. If this helped, hit subscribe. I've got more videos coming on trucks that hold their value the longest and the ones that fall off a cliff. You're going to want to see that before you sign anything. I'll see you in the next one.